Mama moko lilele boko mama zi. Adaba kurada bayelo bayezo maya kala dilelu. Akola kilelo lokolo koligili kama mememe bolevele mama loza ela kabaya. Why?
Orúkọ mi ni Olusanjo Adeniyi. A bí mi ní nǹkan bí 60 ọdún sẹ́yìn. Sí ẹbí bàbá Isaiah Adeniyi Oyèlọ́wọ̀ ní Lágbẹ̀dẹ Orílẹ̀ Ògolówà ní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ land nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti ìyáàfin Grace Ikelọmọ Adeniyi ilé Ìsàmọ́ Ìta Ọlọ́lá Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́. Ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo ni mo ti dàgbà dé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà òbí mi ń gbé. So primary school tí mo lọ St. John's Anglican Primary School Òkèsà Òkè-Igbó in Ondo State láàrin ọdún 1976. And secondary school mi school ní Àyìnbẹ́kú Memorial Grammar School Ifẹ̀-Tẹ̀dó ní Ọ̀ṣun State láàrin ọdún 1983. 84 ni mo wọ ilé ìwé gíga University ilé Ifẹ̀ tàbí University of Ifẹ̀ nígbà yẹn. Bàtà wọlé tán ló di Ọbáfẹ́mi Awólọ́wọ̀ University. Mo ti jáde níbẹ̀ ní 1988. 1999 mo serve, and I think that was in Anambra State. 1990 ni mo join iṣẹ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ Ministry tàbí ní Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. Mo join gẹ́gẹ́ bí Education Officer 7 nígbà yẹn torí bí sáà bẹ̀rẹ̀ nígbà yẹn nìyẹn. So ìgbà yẹn la mo join 1990. And ìrìn àjò náà gbé mi káàkiri títí. But mo join by government college ní Àpáta níbẹ̀ ni wọ́n post mi lọ. Mo lò bí ọdún 8 níbẹ̀. Mo lọ sí Wesley College 1998-99. Mo lọ tó kàn bẹ̀ ká tó bí wá sí headquarters ministry. Láì báyìí náà mo ṣe masters mi between 1992 and 1995 in Urban Regional Planning, University of Ibadan. Year 2000 again mo ṣe postgraduate diploma in education to Paris, University of Ibadan. So mo bí wá sí Wesley College láàrin ọdún 1998-99 ọdún kan. Láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo bí wá sí Ministry of Education. So between 1999 and 2006, Ministry of Education in Ibadan. We were in charge of land matters nearby. In 1996 February, we went to Wesley College. Sorry, 1999 and 2006, we were in charge of land matters. In 2006 February, we went to Wesley College again as the vice principal of Wesley, the only vice principal then. So between 2006 and 2008, I was at Wesley College as a vice principal then. In 2008, I think July to be precise, I was moved to Oyo East as the local inspector of education in charge of Oyo East. That I did for about 3 years. In 2011, I became the principal of Oyo State School of Science, Oyo Town. I was there between 2011 and 2014. 2014 December, I was posted to government secondary school, Orita Akpere. That school, a very large school with almost 4,000 students. I was there before the disarticulation of that school. When it was disarticulated, I was also the principal in charge of the senior school, all within just 1 year. So in 2015, I was moved to Oladipo Olayinde School of Science, Okebola, also as the principal of the school. That was between August 2015 and April 2016. In April 2016, I was moved to Wesley College of Science, also as the principal of the college. And I was there between April 2016 and May 2017.
Everything I have comes from Him. With a grateful heart I sing, acknowledging His hand in my life. That's why I'm here today. Oh, Oluwa, Oluwa, Londiaye.
In May 2017, I was posted back to the Ministry of Education then as the Director in charge of Quality Assurance. That position I held until December 2017, when I was posted to Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board as the Executive Secretary. I was holding that against the post. That was 2017 December. So I was there, and in 2020, March 2020 to be precise, I was confirmed as the Executive Secretary of Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board by the Governor of the state, His Excellency Engineer Olusanjo, FNSC, DSC, DSSR. That was 2020. So I was still there until 2022, when I was also appointed after a rigorous examination. I was appointed as a permanent secretary, also an Inspector General of Education. That was, to be precise, on the 29th of April 2022. We were sworn in, myself and those others that were appointed were sworn in on the 13th of May 2022. And towards the end of that month, we were posted to Ibadan Zone 1, Ibadan Education Zone 1 as the permanent secretary, also Inspector General of Education in charge of that zone. And I was in that capacity up till July, very early July 2022, when I was posted back to the Ministry of Education as the permanent secretary in charge of the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. The experience of the job has been so interesting, especially, I told you earlier on, working at different places. As the principal of some schools, the experiences there were so interesting, having to relate with, students. And I think I'm glad to have done that, because I see many of them nowadays in high places, very good places, and I'm proud of them. I was also at Subeb. The experience in Subeb, very, very interesting and challenging, because I had to interact, I had to relate with people from different walks of life, the politicians, contractors, civil servants, in one way or the other. So it was interesting but challenging. But in the midst of it all, God saw me through. And the one that, when I was posted to Ibadan Zone 1 as the PS in charge of a zone, initially it was one kind. But interesting, that was the only place, talking about working in a zone or working at a zone, that was the only place where I had never worked before. So it was also a very relevant experience. And now, more importantly, when I was posted to this place, it's been so interesting, relating with people, relating with schools, relating with tertiary institutions, being a member of governing councils of some state-owned tertiary institutions. All those things have been so interesting, challenging, but they have been so revealing, because but once, as I started gathering those experiences, I was becoming stronger and more experienced as far as the job as a permanent secretary is concerned. Also relating with my honorable commissioner, a man of honor, a man of so much respect, has been so interesting. You know, I said working for about 34 years now, one had gone through so many things, worked with so many people, but working with this man has been so interesting, has been so fascinating. He has worked with me, not as a boss, but as a friend, as a leader. And through that, we have been able to do so many things within a very short time that we came on board together. The commissioner is a type that believes we have to think out of the box or outside the box, working in such a way that we'll be able to attract international partners to the state, all in the interest of your state. And we're still working on that, even up to now. I know recently we were in Rwanda together, and that was just because of the need for us to attract development as far as education is concerned to the state. And I know as a result of that, so many proposals are coming in just to make sure that education is moved forward in your state. So I thank God for people that I've worked with. Like I said, the Honorable Commissioner for Education, that's talking about the current commissioner. But more importantly, I thank God for His Excellency Engineer Sheyi Makinde, the Executive Governor of Oyo State. I told you, it was during his tenure, it was he that appointed me as the Executive Secretary of SUBEB, also the Permanent Secretary. And I cannot thank him enough. I thank God for him, and I thank God for his leadership, quality, and ability. In that same manner, I thank the former head of service, Mrs. Ololade Agbola. She's a mentor, a very wonderful woman. She was always there to guide and to direct. Even whenever I needed support and encouragement, always there. And she would do it so naturally. And I cannot thank the current head of service enough also. I'm talking of Chief Mrs. Olufunke Oni, MNI. Another very wonderful woman. I know in the journey of life, just came across people, very wonderful people, that God used for me. This is a very wonderful woman, a great Ife, as I want to reflect that. And she's always there. Even when you don't request for assistance, she's always there. A very wonderful woman. But let me also mention Mrs. Makajola. I can never forget that woman also. A very wonderful woman. My Oga, my mentor, a wonderful woman. She left here as a permanent secretary, and she was also the chairman of Oyo SUBEB. In fact, it was when she was there that I had to be posted to SUBEB to work with her as the executive secretary. A wonderful woman. I thank God for all of them. And colleagues here and there at the ministry. My colleagues talking about permanent secretaries, executive secretaries, and general managers, and people with whom I've worked over so many years. I thank God for their life. I also pray that those of them that are still in active service, they also will land safely by the special grace of God. And most importantly, I thank the Almighty God for the grace, the strength given unto me, the health given unto me to sojourn through that 35-year in the civil service. Wrong, but God saw me through. I ascribe all glory to Him, the Almighty. My joy when I'm my body, to my you are. You're my provider, you're my provider. You are. You're my provider, you're my provider. Yeah. I will be content. Yeah. I'm at home, relaxing, and I will request for whatever I feel like eating. Like I said, I don't drink. And occasionally, myself, my wife, and children just go out. I have time outside. That's just what I do. What else? Those are the things I do. Those are the things I do. And that's why some people call me workaholic. It is work. But thank God for that. And maybe the involvement in church activities.
My baby, you know, say you got love for me. I do go. When I call your name, shakara for me. I go be your, you go be my Julie.
Well, I want to thank God so special because He gave me a very good wife, a beautiful wife, a wife that has been so supportive, and she's always there. Yes, she's always there. Somebody like me, I'm not patient when it comes to certain things, but she has always been there to tolerate me, as somebody would say, we want to tolerate you, and I thank God for her. I also thank God for my beautiful children. I have so many of them. I have the biological, I have the spiritual. And sincerely speaking, they have always been there. And in my family, we don't differentiate between the biological and spiritual. All of them are my children, and they have been wonderful. So I can't say this is my first child now. Okay, if I'm to talk about my first biological child, I have Ayodeji. I call him Ayodeji. Samuel Adeniyi. I have Demilade, the second. I have Adedotu, the third. And the only female, Adeniyi. That's my fourth. But apart from those biological, I have so many of them. And I want to especially recognize, he calls himself my first. And that's Isaiah Tadi, a very wonderful man. It's my son. And his wife, wonderful people, wonderful children. They are my children. I thank God for them. They are always there. Always there to support, always there to encourage, always there to do one thing or the other. All of them. I thank God for them. Now, concerning my colleagues, especially those that I'll be leaving behind, let me say at the ministry, more importantly. I think we met on Friday and we were talking about so many things. I want to encourage them to first and foremost depend on God. Like I told them, God, He deliberately gave me the path that I followed. So I told them on that day that there's a need for us to depend on God. First and foremost, to trust Him, to depend on Him, and to work hard. I also told them on that day, and I want to say it now, one must be focused. That is, one must know what one is doing and where one is going. And in the course of remaining focused, challenges will come. And I told them on that, I want to say it now, that even disappointments will come. I told them, I want to say it now, that they should be prepared for disappointments. Even from people, from the system, from anywhere. It is when one is prepared for all those things that when they eventually come, one will not be disappointed. I want to say that they should give their very best to the system. As God had it, because somebody like me, I never wanted to remain in education. But God orchestrated it, God ordained it. And I don't think I have any regret. So, where we are, what we do, we should put in the very best. The best to the system. Not because of anything, but because of our conviction that the best for the system is what we should give. We should do it to the best of our ability. And I know God has a way of rewarding individuals. That God will continue to reward us. Not only that, we should work hard, we should be committed, we should have positive attitude towards work, irrespective of where we find ourselves. Yes, we may not have it equal way. Some people may be seen as being lucky, but even those people that may see themselves as not being very lucky, in the midst of all this, we will still be able to achieve those things that God has ordained us to achieve. So they should remain focused, hardworking. And I think I said something. Moniki wants to say Asheju. In other words, they do it and do it and do it and do it, so that at the end of the day, they will have done all that they needed to do.
If you cannot count the stars in the sky, you cannot count my blessing, no.
If you cannot count the stars in the sky, you cannot count my blessing, no.
If you cannot count the sand by the sea,